Good evening, Beer Fan TV. Welcome to another video. Tonight, we've got Paulaner Weissbier on the channel, and join me. We're going to put it in glass, see what it looks like. We're going to put it through the normal beer scoring system. At the end, I'll tell you what I think of it. So get a beer, pull up a pew, get yourself some food, whatever you want to do. Join me, and let's have a look at it.
Geschichten aus dem Paulanergarten.
Gewaltig auf der Bank ist es halt doch am schönsten.
I've got no idea what they were saying in the advert, but I do believe the geezer in that was Oliver Kahn, who used to be the national goalkeeper. I think he used to play for Bayern Munich as well. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong or right. But anyway, tonight we got Paulaner. It's one of the big 6 breweries in Germany. When I say one of the big 6, there's 6 that can brew Oktoberfest beers for the beer festivals, and Paulaner is one of them. They've actually got the Oktoberfest version of the Paulaner in Aldi's at the moment. So get yourself over there and buy a bottle. It's £2.50. See what you think. Tonight we're going to be putting it in this lovely glass. Not you thinking, that's a really nice glass. Where'd you get it from? Let me tell you. Got it from Garage Bar. Head on over. They've got all of the beers that you generally tend to see on the Perfect Draft machine. All your favourites. They've got everything from Heineken's to everything. Go and have a look. They've also got a really good accessory section. And there's no excuse. Get yourself a brilliant home bar setup that make your friends envious when they come over to visit. But get yourself set up for Christmas, because stuff like that is going to fly out the door. There's a 10% discount code shown on the screen. Don't hesitate to use it. And I believe there's no minimum spend as well to use that. So go ahead, get yourself busy, order yourself some glasses, and we'll get on with the review. So, Paulaner Weissbier, what is it? It's a Weissbier. It's made by Paulaner, and it's one of the Bavarian big boys. We're going to put it through the beer scoring system. We're going to run over it. We'll go through each section, we'll score it, and then we'll see how many points it gets at the end. So first off, let's start for value for money. So I paid for this £3. I want to say £3. I can't remember exactly how much. Might be a little bit more, but we'll call it £3 from Morrisons. You can buy them cheaper. Majestics, they sell, I want to say, about £30 for 12, which ain't bad. So if you really like it, maybe buy it there than buy them individually from Morrisons. Might be better. But have a look. Price-wise, value for money, it's a Weissbier. It is Paulaner, so it is one of the Bavarian big boys. You know, to buy a German Weiss, it's going to cost you a lot less in Germany, but to buy a Weissbier, you know, they're not cheap. You know, Weihenstephaner's are going to be a similar price. You can get Old Faithful Franziskaner, which I think is probably one of the better ones. It's going to cost you maybe £1 or so less, but it is one of the more expensive ones. And you can get them, like I said, cheaper online, potentially, and obviously in Germany as well. So I can't say £3 a good price for it. So I think, but it is a German proper brewed beer in Munich. It's Paulaner. So I'm going to give it 2 stars, only because, personally, I think beer should be cheaper. Who's it offended? You know what I mean? So anyway, artwork. I just had the Benedictiner Weissbier on, very similar to that. I do love the logo, and I like all the writing on it. I think it's a really nice beer. You know you are getting the Weissbier version of the Paulaner, because their Helles style one is very different. So you're not going to mistake it, are you? But they do look different, and I think the artwork looks great. I also like the fact that they've been brewing beer since, have a look online, correct me in the comments below, but 1600 and something. They know what they're doing. They know the way around it. And it's German. They're one of the big 6. I'm going to turn around and say artwork and info on the beer. I'm a bit of a fanboy. I'm going to turn around and say, I'm going to give them 5 stars because of what it is. Now, stick on the glass. We're going to have to open it and put it into our glass. We're going to use the cap gun. You can get these from Amazon. Head on over. Brilliant over there. And you can take the cap off and fire it across the room. Keep it entertained for hours. But we'll put the beer in the glass. There's a way to pour these. 45 degrees. But the most important bit is the end bit. And I'll show you that now. So as it comes round, get it in the glass. We'll let that rest for a second. You're going to have a little splash in the bottom. Now, sediment builds up in these. It's a really good idea just to give it a quick roll around like that. You can actually literally roll it on its side and roll it across the table. Give it some of that. Whip it in. Drop it in. And that will get all the sediment. Now, if you can see that, if you want to pick that up, you can see the cloud fermenting and dropping into the bottom. Look, you can see bits of sediment. Look, you can see that or not? Oh, probably not. Little bits of sediment. For some people, that's going to be absolutely disgusting. But for me, I'm thinking that's going to bring out more of the flavours, so we'll run with it. So, stick on the glass. It's got a nice head, hasn't it? Really burnt orange in colour. Very typical of a Weiss beer. Head's good. Stick. It's hard to tell because I've overfilled the glass. Not that great in all fairness, but for head, retention, and everything else like that, we'll give it 3 stars. Taste. So, if you go onto their website, have a quick look at the beer. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so it's one of Germany's most favourite beers, naturally cloudy, silky gold, in glass, really strong head of foam. Yes. So we should be getting sort of bananas. Potentially, someone with a finer palate might pick up some mango and some pineapple. Balance between sweet and bitter. A note of yeast, mild but sparkling mix of aromas. So you can smell it. More sort of fruitiness attached to it. Quite carbonated. I don't know if the glass is good. I don't know if the camera's going to necessarily pick it up. It's quite carbonated. It's not as carbonated as an Erdinger, or what was the other one I had here just a minute ago? The Benedictiner Weissbier. Nowhere near as carbonated as that. But it does have picking up sort of the sweetness of it. I'm not getting mango, I'll be honest. So maybe I've not got the finer palate. But I am getting kind of a cooked, burnt-ish kind of banana taste to it, more than what you're getting on the other one. Sometimes you've got a bit like a red wine. You've got to kind of let it warm up a bit to try and bring out some more of those flavours. But body-wise, not the worst I've had. It's not as thin as the Benedictiner, but it's not got a thick, heavy body. You know, I always say coffee, a flat white or an American black compared to cappuccino latte. The milk's been whizzed up. The body's a lot heavier on those on a cappuccino and on a cappuccino. A lot thicker, isn't it? Noticeable body of the drink, and that's what I like about Weiss beers. But you are getting nice. It has got a slight pepperiness to it, and you are getting more kind of like those fruity flavours. It's not overly carbonated. It's quite pleasant to drink, and it's a good beer. And I think score-wise, I'm going to give it a 4 because it is pleasant, it is nice, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not getting mango. I'm definitely not getting any mango on it. Banana, yes. Mango, no. What else should I be getting? Trace of mango. Oh, and pineapple. Balance between sweet and bitter. You do get a little bit of bitterness off of it. You do get a bit of sweetness. But what I think where this compares with some of the like the Benedictiner, you are getting more of that banana-y taste, and you're getting it when you're kind of breathing out. It's just a really nice beer. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. You know, overall, it's a Paulaner, isn't it? It's a Paulaner Weissbier. I think it is. 5.4% ABV. No, 5.5. So it's one of the stronger ones. It's not cheap at £3 a bottle. That's what I paid for it. But it's better than a £2.50 Benedictiner. So go figure. I've still got to have the Wenstefan. I've had a bottle of that before. It's up there. Thinking that was one of the best Weissbiers I'd ever had. But anyway, so I've still got to put it up against some of the other ones. But it's what I like about the Weissbiers is rather than just drinking a lager, which can kind of have bitterness, pepperiness, breadiness, you get so many different flavours out of these. And you can really just sit back and enjoy it. It's a beer that you can literally just enjoy. I mean, if you having a quick look on here, you know, it talks, if you look on the website, they're talking about banana notes, traces of mango and pineapple, sweet and bitter, yeasty, sparkling, you know, garden beer. I mean, it's got so much to it that you don't normally get in a normal standard lager. So, but anyway, guys, it's a good beer. It's worth a try if you haven't had it. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of it. I'm going to see you on the next video.